Hi, friends, and welcome back to another episode of This is for the Soul, the podcast, and I'm your host, Brianna Sade. If you are not new here, hello, welcome back. You guys already know the deal, and if you are new, I do read tarot, and before each episode, I shuffle my deck and do a one-card intuitive pull just to connect with my audience, feel the vibes, and deliver any messages from spirit, the divine, the universe, or whatever it is that you believe in. I set the intention that if you come across this message, it was meant for you to find. So without further ado, let's get into the reading. So the card of the day that came out is the 10 of Wands. This card is pretty interesting because it shows a person, most likely it's a man, and he's holding all these wands and looks like he's bearing the weight of the wand as he's moving forward. So the message that I got from this card is don't let any of your responsibilities overpower you or overwhelm you. It's okay sometimes when we take on a lot of things, but at the same time, you don't want to get lost in the sauce of whatever it is that you're trying to do or accomplish, or you're not trying to take on too many things at once, because then it can eventually cause issues or it can cause burnout and delays because you are taking on so many things at one time. So the message is just don't allow yourself to become overwhelmed, and don't take on too many things that you cannot handle, because you don't want to be like this 10 of Wands card trying to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders when you can only carry but so much. So that was the reading, you guys. Short, sweet, simple, and to the point. I hope that this message resonated with you, and I thank you guys so much for listening to these readings. And yeah, now we can get into the episode. Hey guys, so as you can see by the title, what we're going to be talking about today is self-love and what it truly means to love yourself. So what is self-love? Well, self-love is loving yourself unconditionally, flaws and all. It's a journey that we are all on constantly, because every day our opinions about ourselves and how we view the world consistently changes. But it's more so about being rooted in who you are as a person, because the only person who knows you inside and out is you. On my self-love journey, I'm working on transparency and being more emotionally available. I've had some really high highs and some really low lows. So I struggled with self-confidence issues, not knowing my worth, who I am, body shaming, and just not seeing the beauty or the value within myself. When I was a kid, I would always get compliments. I was always called pretty, but I didn't believe it because I was chubby, hairy, and there were just a lot of things like that I felt like were personally wrong with me. So my inner flaws, I felt like everybody else noticed them too, when in actuality it wasn't even a big deal. Like I said, I didn't believe what everybody else was seeing within me because I didn't see it within myself. And if you think about it, a good analogy for this type of situation is like, it's kind of like a tiny stain on a shirt. It only gets as much attention as you give it. I stay to myself a lot, and I try not to draw attention to myself, even though I did want the attention. But people wouldn't have known any of this about me because I was always faking it till I made it. And I used to be super critical of myself because of my mindset and because of made up ideas that I put in my head based off of judgment. And how I viewed the world back then, it wasn't always very positive. And I kind of had to unlearn all these bad habits about myself as I grew older. However, this Brianna that's talking right now is not the same Bri from back then. She's definitely not the same Bri from 4 years ago. And she has come a long way and has done a lot of healing, which has made me stronger. And for that, I'm very grateful. There have been times when I've truly hated myself because of situations I placed myself in, or I was just overly critical because of the mistakes that I made. Like, I was literally the only one judging myself. And I think that's a problem that I've dealt with majority of my life, being my own worst enemy. But and me feeling that way about myself, it stems from a lot of external forces and trauma. But on my spiritual journey, some of these experiences that I have been through have been very humbling and have revealed to me a lot about myself and my character and what needs to change for the better, even if I can't see it clearly at the moment. Because I'm all about psychological evolution, and changing my mindset has been a goal for me for a while. But I want to talk about relationships for a moment, because one thing that I have learned is you are what you attract. And that's like one of the biggest lessons I've learned on this self-love journey, because that right there, it just means that whatever frequency you're vibing on is the frequency level of the people who come into your life. And that can be romantic, platonic, or even family. For a long time, I've consistently found myself attracting the same type of person, especially in dating, which is why I'm single now. Because once I became aware of that, I started to ask myself why. I was tired of getting heartbroken or having these temporary flings and just not being fulfilled in a lot of my relationships. And the answer that came to me is, you are a reflection of everything around you. Sometimes people, myself included, use others to fill a void within themselves that they don't want to fill up on their own, which made so much sense because I've seen so much of myself in these people. And the excitement, the toxicity, and the thrill, and the back and forth, cat and mouse thing, it's what sucked me in to their energy, because I've always been a giver. My heart is so big that when I tell you I love you, and I stand on that. And sometimes that can be the cause of my downfall, because everybody doesn't see the world how I do. And this has also gone to friendships as well, because I've had friendships that haven't lasted that long, or I've gotten really close to people and I realize that, dog, this is not for me. And it hurts, because when I get close to people, I get close to people. And like I said, me having such a big heart and wearing my heart on my sleeve can literally be my biggest downfall. And trying to mend and heal everybody else, holding on to relationships when I was denying myself that healing that I was yearning for and the love that I needed. I called myself trying, but I would heal for a bit and then the scab would be reopened because I wasn't consistent and I wasn't always honest with myself. And it took me a long time to realize that, because my sense of pride and my ego was not allowing me to accept the fact that this is no good for me. And ignoring my own inner voice, my intuition, it also made me realize that I was spreading myself so thin in all areas of my life: school, work, relationships, friendships, and me and burnout were toxic besties, because I would feel so motivated to move forward with something just to lose all that motivation in an instant, because I was consumed with shit that wasn't even my shit. And trying to process things all at once is not the best idea. But me knowing this and being stubborn, it's put me into a lot of emotional pain, because I was ignoring the fact that I needed to learn how to take a pause, take a break, and just focus on me. Focus on Brianna. What does she want? What does she like? Who is she? And I had to stop trying to find pain in others when I was completely disregarding my own feelings and my own well-being. And to this day, I still have my issues because it's always so easy to give. And when people sense that on you, that's when they take from you, and that's when they take from you more than they should, leaving you only drained and depleted and not satisfied from the relationship. Honestly, a relationship should be equal, like give and take. Both parties should show up for each other the way that they would want to show up for themselves, essentially. So if I'm always putting myself on the back burner, then in reality, I'm going to attract someone who's going to continuously put me on the back burner because I'm not seeing the worth and the value within myself, you know? So that's how a lot of situations manifest, and at least that's how I view how healthy relationships should thrive. I know that the saying love yourself before you love someone else is like such a cliche statement, but it's true, and it will always have some truth to it because it's so easy to get lost in the sauce of someone else that we can physically and emotionally neglect ourselves, as opposed to when you have a stable foundation and sense of self where heartbreak, it wouldn't hurt as much, or it wouldn't feel like death because you didn't give all of your happiness away to the other person. Even without that person around, you're still able to move on and live your life and pour into yourself because you still had a sense of self when you walked out of that relationship or whatever the case may be. That's the point of my journey that I'm on, not allowing heartbreak and disappointment to destroy me, but to make me stronger. And I'm also learning the true meaning of unconditional love, setting boundaries, and just loving every part of me, because instead of denying myself pleasure because I don't feel like it or because I'm afraid of being judged, I'm just gonna do it anyway because it's something that makes me happy, and I know that in the end I'm going to feel good about the decision that I made. No is a complete sentence, by the way. And that has been my new saying because yeah, no may come with disappointment, but sometimes when you look at the bigger picture, there's always a greater meaning behind that disappointment. There was a reason why you said no, period. But now I'm looking at things from a different perspective. I'm taking off the rose-colored glasses and realizing that the same amount of eagerness and energy I would give to someone else is the same exact amount of energy I should give to myself. And if the energies aren't aligning, then it shouldn't be. That's why it's all about discernment and embodying self-love, because you're being unapologetically you and not judging and shaming your bad sides, but showing it love too, because nobody is perfect, not even you. Bars. It's like, nah. But no one needs to be on that pedestal except for me, okay? Like, that's the truth. A lot of times, sometimes when other people come into our lives, we place them on this higher pedestal than ourselves, and it's like, bro, you wouldn't even do that for yourself, so why are you doing this for that person, you know? Another thing is comparison, because comparison can be a bitch, and we as a collective allow what we see others accomplishing to determine our sense of self-worth. And it's such a shame because that's not how the world should operate, but unfortunately it's operating that way. And social media has a lot to do with that because nothing is real anymore. Everything is a like and a click. And if what I got going on doesn't match up to the next person, then I'm not good enough. And that's not how the world should work. And that is so sad. And it's unfortunate because a lot of people will really put a lot on themselves because they feel like they're not up to where they need to be. But that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. Moral of the story is love yourself. because nobody is going to love you like you love you. And this is your life, and nobody should determine how you live it but yourself. Flaws and all, you are beautiful. And if nobody told you that today, I'm telling you. Well, friends, that wraps up chapter 1 of This Is For The Soul, the podcast. This isn't a bye forever, but this is just a bye for now. It really has taken a lot for me to get to this point, becoming more open and vulnerable with expressing myself and my feelings and just sticking to what I would consider consistency, at least for me. This podcast wasn't just meant for me to have an outlet, but also for me to share my experiences and encourage others to be themselves and embrace this journey that we call life. And I feel like I've accomplished a lot this far. I'm excited because I'm stepping into this next season of my life. I'm on my way to finishing college, and I'm just ready to open up a new chapter. I just want to say thank y'all so much for listening to me and supporting me in any way that you can, because this is not the end, but this is just the beginning. And I can't wait to see where life takes me next. But if you're not following me on the socials, please feel free. The podcast page is _444 the soul_ on Instagram. And my personal Instagram is Brianna Sade. So that's at BriannaShadee. Also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and review so we can spread the love to more people. I love you all, and I will catch y'all in chapter 2. Bye.